Unit 13 Real Estate Appraising. Exercise 13-1. Which basic value principles does each of the following case examples illustrate? 1. Jeff Powell has finally remodeled his extra bedroom as the den of his dreams. The rosewood wainscoting is set off by hand-painted reproduction antique wallpaper and by light fixtures that Jeff salvaged from the wreck of a yacht. The den was expensive, but Jeff is philosophical, believing that he will always be able to recoup his expenses if he has to sell his house. Answer. Contribution. 2. Baez began her dentistry practice in a small office building in a tiny farm community many miles from the city, surrounded by nothing but flat, farmland and 3 major freeways. Baez now owns that building, several apartment complexes, a strip shopping center, and a condo on Maui. Answer. Supply and demand, change, growth, anticipation. 3. Papa Joe has owned his corner grocery store for 40 years. He grew up only a few blocks from the store, in a house that is still his home. He remembers the way the neighborhood looked when he was a boy, and there were still many open spaces to explore. When he took over the store, a vacant lot was hard to find. Papa Joe was happy with his business, even when his friends began moving to the suburbs and he had fewer customers. The neighborhood became run down and there were quite a few vacant buildings. Lately though, he has noticed quite a few young people moving in and working hard to fix up their houses. New businesses are also opening. Papa Joe has decided to stay and has even put in a takeout deli counter. Answer. Growth, equilibrium, decline, change, supply and demand, competition, gentrification. 4. The Blairs own a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom house in a well-kept but modest section of town. The Blairs' house is the largest in their neighborhood. They have decided to sell their home and have asked Deborah Dollar, a real estate agent, for her estimate of what sales price they can expect. Deborah knows that a house very similar to the Blairs was sold a few weeks ago, but that house is about a mile away and only a block from an elementary school. Deborah goes over her data on that sale and others in the neighborhood very carefully before she explains to the Blairs why she thinks their house should sell for somewhat less than the one most similar to theirs. Answer. Supply and demand, conformity, regression. Exercise 13-2. You are to provide an opinion of the current market value of House X. House X is a one-story, single-family residence with wood siding. It has a living room, a formal dining room, a kitchen, a family room with a fireplace, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and an attached 2-car garage. Appliances are in good condition, and the seller will pay for a home warranty to cover repairs to major mechanical systems for 1 year. A forced sale usually places the seller at a disadvantage and the transaction will not be a good comparable. House X is in a neighborhood of similar homes, all landscaped and well maintained, and presents an attractive street-side appearance. House X has an in-ground swimming pool with well-established landscaping. House A also has a swimming pool and is comparable to X but has an extra half bath off the family room. House B has a swimming pool and is comparable to X but has no fireplace. House C is comparable to X, but has no swimming pool. House A sold for $551,000, B sold for $538,000, and C sold for $499,000. In this price range, an extra half bath is valued at $8,000, a fireplace is valued at $6,200, and an in-ground swimming pool with mature landscaping is a desirable amenity valued at $25,000. Complete the following chart, using the figures above. Comparables. Sales price. A. $551,000. B. $538,000. C. $499,000. Adjustment variables. Extra half bath. A. -$8,000. No fireplace. B. +$6,200. No swimming pool. C. +$25,000. Total adjustments. A. -$8,000. B. +$6,200. C. +$25,000. Adjusted value. A. 543,000. B. 544,200. C. 524,000. Exercise 13-3. Find the current market value of House X using the square foot method of estimating value by the cost approach. House X has a living area of 25 feet by 60 feet, with an attached garage of 25 feet by 25 feet. Current cost per square foot of a residence with the specifications of X is $125 per square foot of living area and $75 per square foot of garage space. House X had an original useful life of 40 years and is now 4 years old. A few lots are still available in House X's subdivision. A lot comparable to the one on which X is built is valued at $56,000. Living area equals 1,500 square feet. At $125 per square foot equals 187,500. Garage area equals 625 square feet. At $75 per square foot equals 46,875. Total reproduction cost equals 234,375. Total reproduction cost years of useful life equals 5,859. Yearly depreciation. Yearly depreciation times blank years equals 23,436. Total depreciation reproduction cost minus total depreciation plus land value equals 266,939. The estimate of value of House X by the cost approach is 266,939. Exercise 13-4. You are appraising a single-family residence that may be purchased as a rental property. Complete the following chart to determine the property's gross income multiplier. Then estimate its market value. Subject's gross income multiplier equals 207. Subject's market value equals 2,800 times 207 equals 579,600. Review questions. 1. A house is appraised at $423,000, even though it cost $435,000 to build 3 years earlier. Which factor could not have contributed to the loss in value? B. Gentrification. 2. Trevor owns a vacant lot and employs an appraiser to determine the property's D. highest and best use. 3. Since the Riverside factory closed, houses in Sunny Acres are taking longer to sell, and prices have gone down. This is a result of B. Supply and demand. 4. A house that benefits from the desirability of its neighboring properties is an example of the principle of C. Progression. 5. A homeowner's deluxe 5-bedroom house is in a neighborhood of modest 3-bedroom houses. The value of the 5-bedroom house will be affected because of the principle of D. Regression. 6. An improvement to a house may or may not create a corresponding increase in the house's market value. This is an example of C. Contribution. 7. The Myers are looking forward to eventually retiring on the profit they will make from selling their house. Their attitude is an example of D. Anticipation. 8. House is sold for $867,000 and is comparable to the house being appraised, but it has an extra garage valued at $47,000. What is the adjusted value of House A? C. $820,000. 9. To calculate the market value of a 19th century San Francisco Victorian-style mansion using the cost approach, you probably would use B. Replacement cost. 10. The cubic foot method of estimating construction cost is best used for C. Industrial properties. 11. Appraiser Hansen estimated all direct and indirect construction costs of the Harley building separately, then totaled them. She used C. The quantity survey method. 12. A single-family residence with a one-car garage may be an example of B. Functional obsolescence. 13. Houses adjacent to a new highway will probably suffer from D. Incurable external obsolescence. 14. which is not a form of depreciation? A. Physical deterioration. B. Straight line method. C. Economic obsolescence. D. Functional obsolescence. The answer is B. Straight line method. 15. The upper limit of a property's value usually is determined by B. The cost approach. 16. Vacancy and collection losses are subtracted from potential gross income to derive C. Effective gross income. 17. An office building with an annual gross income of $70,175 sold for $800,000. What is the building's gross income multiplier? A. 11.4. 18. The gross rent multiplier for most single-family residences in the Northside neighborhood is 268. What is the market value of a house using that GRM, if the house rents for $1,975 per month? C. $529,300. 19. The step in which the appraiser arrives at a final opinion of value is called B. Reconciliation. 20. The most comprehensive method of conveying the result of an appraisal is A. The self-contained report. This is the end of Unit 13 Real Estate Appraising.